Michael was assistant editor for 10 years at Mandala magazine, which is one of the most famous Buddhist magazines in the West. And after graduating from Maitripa College, he also took advanced studies there, and he completed the Vajrayana certificate program. Currently, Michael is working at the FPMT International Office, Education Services. I trained him on a great guy. So very welcome. Great to have you here. Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. So for, I think maybe, so you get to know me. So I'm in Portland, Oregon right now in the US. It's about 8:15 at night. It's been 94 degrees here. Oh, Fahrenheit, 94 Fahrenheit. And as Paula said, I went to Maitripa College as part of the inaugural class. And then I worked for FPMT for a long time, for 10 or more years. And actually don't work there anymore. I left and started a counseling business. But I'm going to volunteer for Maitripa. I'm going to do a course in July on spiritual teacher, guru devotion. And then I'm doing these on my day for a couple of months. So it's nice to meet you. It's a weird format being on Zoom, but it sounds like everyone knows what they're doing.
And may I say something? And I'm really, and and from TNL side, thank you. Thank you very much for accepting to do this. And we're very, very happy. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. In a lot of ways, I'm probably need to thank you, because as changing careers, I feel a little bit adrift, because I worked for FPMT for so long and started when I was around 24, and I'm 37 now. So it's weird. It's weird to leave a Dharma environment where that's what you're doing for most of the day and then try and enter the real world. So it's nice to do something I'm more familiar with. So I'm going to lead this practice. You have your text, but I'll probably deviate a little bit from it. But hopefully I'll still be in line in the most fundamental ways. So imagine in the space before you is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, filling the entirety of space. And to the right is your father and the lineage of all your fathers. So your father's father and your father's fathers, and so all the men that contributed to your existence. And to your left is your mother and your mother's mother and all the lineage of mothers that contribute to your existence. And stretching behind you is the continuity of your lives. And immediately behind you are beings for whom you feel attachment or clinging, neurotic clinging. And in front of you are the people for the so-called enemies, people you have difficulties with or challenges with. And surrounding the rest, filling the rest of space, are all sentient beings in the form of humans seated on cushions. And you imagine you yourself are engaging in this practice. And you think, if I don't, so if you think I don't change in some sort of fundamental way, then I'll be destined to repeat the same mistakes over and over. And those mistakes, by definition, harm myself, and they harm other beings, living beings, sentient beings. And you recall that the beings before you, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas before you, have attained a level of knowledge and practice realization. That's free of personal suffering. And is also radically shifted in that their minds are dedicated to the benefit of others. And so with some degree of trust or faith in the qualities of these beings, realizing that they have attained something that we're desiring to have ourselves, and realizing that all beings need us to change in order to benefit them and to help remove their suffering. We take refuge. So we can just do that with a standard prayer. Zogye jodo zogye jono janjo bardo danye gyabzo chi dogye janzo gibe zonamgi dola benju zangye jubo jod zongye jodo zogye jono janjo bardo danye gyabzo chi dogye janzo gibe zonamgi Jola benju zangye juba jua zangye jodon zogye jonam janju bardo danye gyabzo ji dagi janzo gibe zonam gi jola benju zangye juba jua. And then you generate the mind of regret. So mind of regret, as you've already been taught, a feeling that you wish you hadn't done something, or hadn't engaged in something, or hadn't encouraged something, or hadn't rejoiced in something that harms your own spiritual goals and harms living beings, sentient beings. So perhaps we can argue this is the most important part of the practice. It's not the same thing as guilt, because you're not a bad person because these things have happened. So not guilt, but just regret. And you think of all the actions of body, speech, and mind that you did today that don't support your goals. And you can even, if you want, it can be like a mantra of sorts. So you can be, I regret that, I regret that, I regret that, I regret that, I regret that. And not just the actions of today, but the actions stretching back for a very long time. So I regret that. I regret doing that. I regret doing that. I regret saying that. I regret saying that. I regret thinking that. I regret thinking that. Yeah. And then follow this visualization. Above the crown of your head, seated upon a lotus and moon seat, are Vajrasattva, father and mother. Their bodies are white. Each has one face and two arms. He holds a Dorjian bell, she a curved knife and skull cup. They are embracing each other. The father is adorned with 6 mudras, the mother with 5. He sits in the Vajra posture and she in the lotus. Vajrasattva is your guru, the holy mind of all the Buddhas, the Dharmakaya, who out of his unbearable compassion, which embraces me and all other sentient beings, appears in this form to purify me and all others. On a moon disk of Vajrasattva's heart stands a hum, encircled by a garland of the 100-syllable mantra. A powerful stream of white nectar flows from the hum and mantra garlands, and you are cleansed of all sickness, spirit harm, negative karmas, and obscurations. And then the mantra. No, namo bhagavate. Sorry, wrong mantra. That was the offered mantra. Vajrasattva Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Anuragda Mibava, Zarazita Mivarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Gada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya. Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Anuragda Mibava. Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya. Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Anuragda Mibava. Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Anuragda Mibava. Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Anuragda Mibava. Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Anuragda Mibava. Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sudagayo Mibava, Sarvazina Mevarata Zaragrama Tutsame, Zitim Shri Guru, Bhagavan. Sarvadada Vajramamamasa Vajrabhava Mahasmaya Zadva, Om De, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya, Vajrasattva Dinobadita, Dinamibava, Sudagayo Mibaba, Subagayo Mibaba, and Uruka Mibaba, Zarazidi Mibaya Zaragama Suzame, Sidin Shinkuru. Bhagavan Zaveda Gata Vijam Mamimuza Vijava Baba Mahasamaya Zava Vajazava Zamaya Manubalaya Vajazava Dino Vadida Dino Mibava Sudagayo Mibava Subagayo Mibava Anuraga Mibava Zarazini Mibaya Zaragama Suzame, Sidin Guru Bhagavan Saveta Gata Vijam Mamimuza Vijava Mahasamaya Zava Vajazava Zamaya Manubalaya Vajazavadino Badida, Dino Mebava, Zudagayo Mebava, Zubagayo Mebava, Anuraktu Mebava, Sarasini Mebaya, Zaragama Suzame, Siranji and Guru, Bhagavan, Savita Vajamami Mutavajava, Mahasamaya Sava. Om Vajazava Samaya, Manubalaya, Vajazavadino Badida, Dino Mebava, Zudagayo Mebava, Zubagayo Mebava, Anuraktu Mebava, Sarasini Mebaya, Zaragama Suzame, Siranji and Guru, Bhagavan. Savita Gata Vajamami Muzavajava Mazmaya Beo Vajazava Samaya Manubaraya Vajazavadina Badida Jitumeva Zudugaya Mevava Subagaya Mevava Enrika Mevava Sarazini Mibaya Zaragama Zuzame Sijanshin Guru Bhagavan Savita Gata Vajamami Muzavaja Baba Mazmaya Zava Beo Vajazava Samaya Manubaraya Vajazavadina Badida Mebava, Zudugaya Mebava, Zubagaya Mebava, and Raga Mebava, Savizini, maybe it's a Saragama Sutsumi, Sidanji and Guru, Bhagavan, Saragat, Sarata Vajama Memoza Vajava, Masuma Sava. Om Vajazava Samaya, Manubalaya, Vajazava Dinabadida, Jitumebava, Zudagaya Mebava, Zubagaya Mebava, Anuraka Mebava, Zarazini Mepaya Zaragama Sutame, Sijanshi Guru, Bhagavan. Savita Gata Vajamama Vajaba, Mahasamaya Zava, Vajazava Samaya, Manubalaya, Vajazava Dinabadida, Jitumebava, Zudagaya Mebava, Zubagaya Mebava, Anuraka Mebava, Sarazini Mepaya Zaragama Sutame, Sijanshi Guru, Bhagavan, Savita Gata Vajamami Muzavajaba, Masmaya Sava, Vajazava Samaya, Manubalaya, Vajazavadino Badida, Jino Mebava, Zudagaya Mebava, Zubagayo Mebava, and Raka Mebava, Saraziri, Mepayasa Sarakama Suzame, Sijanshan Guru, Bhagavan, Savita Gata Vajamama Vajabava, Mahasamaya Sava, Vajazava Samaya, Manubalaya, Vajazavadino Badida, Jino Mebava, Zudagayo Mebava, Zubagayo Mebava, and Raka Mebava, Saraziri, Mepayasa, Sarakama Suzame, Sijanshan Guru, Bhagavan, Savita Gata Vajamama Vajabava, Mahasamaya Sava. Aum Veum Vajazava Samaya Manuvalaya Vajazavadino Badida Jidumeva Sudagayo Meva Zubagayo Meva Anaraga Meva Zarazini Meva Yazagama Zizame Sijanshin Guru Bhagavan Savita Gata Vajamama Vajabava Mahasamaya Zava Vajazava Samaya Manuvalaya Vajazavadino Badida Jidumeva Sudagayo Meva Zubagayo Meva Anaraga Meva Zarazini Meva Yazagama Zizame Sijanshin Guru Bhagavan Savita Gata Vajamama Vajabava Mahasamaya Zava Vajazava Samaya Manuvalaya Vajazavadino Badida Jidumeva Sudagayo Meva Zubagayo Meva Anaraga Meva Zarazini maybe as a Zaragama Zuzame, Sijanshan Guru, Bhagavan, Zavita Gata Vajamamata, Vajabava Mahasmaya Zavam, Devam, Vajazadva Sumaya, Manobalaya, Vajazada Dino Badida, Didamava, Sudagayo Mevava, Sudagayo Mevava, Anuraga Mevava, Zarazini Mevaya Zazagama Zuzame, Sijanshan Guru, Bhagavan, Vajramame Bhagavan, Zarada Gada Vajramame Muza Vaja Vavamastamaya Sadva. Think from the crown of your head, Guru Vajrasattva says, son of the race, or daughter of the race, son or daughter of the race, your negativities, obscurations, and broken and damaged pledges have been completely purified. think, before Guru Vajrasattva, I vow never again to commit those negative actions from which I can easily abstain, and not to commit for a day, an hour, or at least a few seconds those negative actions from which I find it difficult to abstain. Imagine Guru Vajrasattva and Mother dissolve into light, and that light descends to the crown of your head, and to your third eye regions, center, filling your body with white light, and further purifying obscurations, obstacles, negative karma generated by the body, and then descends to the throat, filling your body with red light, further purifying the obscurations, negative karma created with the speech, and then descends further to the center of the chest or the heart chakra, filling your body with blue light, purifying all the obscurations, negative karma associated with the mind. And then doing them all at once. And you imagine your body, speech, and mind become inseparably one with Guru Vajrasattva's holy body, speech, and mind. So you're totally purified. You're crystal clear. There's no problem. And then you think, you as the purifier are empty of inherent existence. And the act of purification is empty of inherent existence. What's to be purified is empty of inherent existence. These things are dependently arisen. They rely on causes and conditions to exist. They exist in mere name and thought, conventionally, and ultimately they lack inherent existence. That they lack inherent existence is why we're able to change our minds. It's that we lack inherent existence which allows us to purify and become holy beings. And then we dedicate, so a lot of energy's been gathered together. So people took time out of their day, organized this, asked me to come, printed these booklets, taught us these practices, taught us these mantras. So all that energy, if it's not given direction or place to go, then it can be easily lost. But if we can direct it towards a big goal, then for as long as we haven't attained that goal, we we can always draw from it. So we dedicate to long lives of our spiritual teachers. May all their wishes come into fruition. May we never be separated from them. May we always see the best in their qualities. May we see them as Buddhas. And may we have devotion to them in thought and action. And may all beings, may we never be separated from the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and the other schools as well, Sakya, Nyingma, Kagyu. May all the environmental problems of this earth instantly cease, in order that those who have heard of the Dharma may practice peace. Those who have yet to hear the Dharma may hear it in peace. And those who are about to begin practicing may begin in peace. May all fighting, quarreling, wars, the pandemic, may all these things instantly cease in this very moment by virtue of our merit and our prayers. May all non-human beings be free of suffering. So if we think of animals and fish and insects and the other beings, so may they be free from every kind of suffering, have every kind of happiness, and become Buddhas in that very moment. May all those that think of us, remember us, dream of us, speak to us, hear our voices, see our bodies, hear images, speak our names, touch our bodies, like us, love us, hate us, hurt us, killing us. May they never be born in lower realms. May they have every happiness and become Buddhas in that very moment. May everyone have every mundane wish come into fruition. So people need housing and food and companionship. So may everyone have those things. And then may everyone's super mundane, spiritual goals come into fruition. So people want to become monks or nuns or retreat or build holy objects, translate, or just study, practice, meditate, mandalas, nundros, tantra, the whole thing. May everyone have everything they need to be able to do that. And if we ever have the opportunity to support someone in that, then may we do that without hesitation. And may we always support spiritual institutions that are vastly outnumbered by non-spiritual institutions. So may spiritual institutions like Tuta Norbuling and and other FPMT centers, and, other places, may they have every resource they need. May they have all the money that's necessary, all the volunteer work that's necessary, praise, all those things that allow an institution to function. And then as we've been here, people have died, have found out they're dying. So may they, if they're able to get well, then may they get well instantly. And if not, may they have a smooth transition. And may they become enlightened in the bardo. And if not, may they be reborn human, meet Mahayana teachers and friends, and become Buddhas as quickly as possible, instantly, by virtue of our merit. And then no matter what happens in our lives, whether we practice the Dharma forever or we don't practice forever, at the very least, no matter what, may we always have a kind heart, a good heart, a warm heart, brave heart, because all this ritual, this structure, all these things is for that purpose ultimately. Okay, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So it's 8:45 my time. So thank you so much for being patient with me. If you have any suggestions, get them to me somehow. Otherwise, have a lovely evening or morning or afternoon, as it were. Have a lovely life. And I will see you next week. Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention,
Thank you.
does everyone know about the booklet he's talking about? That little booklet? Yeah, okay. It's a little tiny booklet that Rinpoche made so that you could fit in your pocket. So whenever you have done something that you regret, you can just open it up immediately, no matter where you are or what time of day it is, and you can just do your practice, right? But if you don't have it, and now that centers are closed, you can't just get a hard copy easily. They're for free. Send me an email, spc@tnlsf.org, and I have a PDF version of it. So I can just whoever sends me an email, I can send you a PDF version of it. So you can print it out and you'll have it. So there you go.
Thank you.